I think it put a Band-Aid on the problem. She needed to sort her life out.
She's been stealing from Britney Spears since 1999, and her mom is broke. Nothing to show for it. This is the proof you need to understand all the red flags here. Then Britney Spears' mom claims she's struggling to pay her bills since getting cut off. Talk about fumbling a bag. The stage mama is broke. How is it even possible after all that stealing that she has no savings, no properties, no investments whatsoever? Now she's claiming
Welcome back to Rabbit from the Closet, where we turn the key and open that door just a crack to shine a light on all of the secrets everyone else in the media pretends they can't see. And tonight, we're stepping straight into the glitter-stained shadows surrounding Britney Spears' family, specifically Britney's mother, Lynn Spears. Because while the public image has always been sweet Southern mama, what lives behind this closet door is a little less Magnolia charm and a whole lot more opportunistic hustle. We're talking about fans recruited into downline schemes, pushed to buy and sell Rodan and Fields so Lynn could always secure her next bonus check. A lawsuit claiming that she used a devoted Britney fan as her personal bank account, paying for birthday parties and luxury extras under the disguise of just helping mama out. Then there's the alleged selling of Britney's childhood dolls, journals, and clothing for cash, like some twisted family yard sale meets celebrity memorabilia market. And of course, the cherry on top is Lynn ignoring Britney's pain and her very clear request not to be written about. Lynn went forward and published a new tell-all book called Through the Storm. Because why honor your daughter's boundaries when there's money to be made there? So buckle up, because tonight we're not dealing with conspiracy theories. We're dealing with receipts, patterns, and a long trail of behavior that tells a very different story than the Britney PR machine wanted to put out in the headlines. Let's open this closet door together and see what Lynn tried to hide in the dark. Oh my goodness, there is so much to talk about in this video, and I have to be honest with you guys, again, I was shocked. There's something wrong with me that I continue to believe the best in people, right? I continue to think to myself, someone like Lynn Spears, she's quiet. She probably really loves Britney deep down. She's made some mistakes, but we all have. She's likely a good enough mom. And then I go down the rabbit hole and I find out that she's a piece of trash, a huge piece of trash. And there's a reason why Britney doesn't want to see her. There is factual evidence about what Lynn has been doing to her daughter for years. So let's start off with section number 1. Right now, in this day and age, at this moment in time, Lynn is currently broke.
Here since 1999, and her mom is broke. Nothing to show for it. This is the proof you need to understand all the red flags here. Then Britney Spears' mom claims she's struggling to pay her bills since getting cut off. Talk about fumbling a bag. The stage mama is broke. How is it even possible after all that stealing that she has no savings, no properties, no investments whatsoever? Now she's claiming it's gotten so bad that she has to earn some money since the fallout. So she's gone into substitute teaching. Well, welcome to the workforce then, because you should have managed your money better. The money train for this woman has officially left the building. I don't feel sorry for her. The whole family's a mess. Call Jamie Lynn and ask her for some money. Britney doesn't owe her anything.
Yes, Lynn's 70 years old. She's going back to work as a substitute teacher, and she's allegedly broke. And I'm talking about, this has been recorded in court documents, which I'm going to get into much later. She has run out of money. Why is this important? Number one, because Lynn has been receiving money from Britney for a very long time. And I believe it was about 20 years ago that Britney bought Lynn a mansion in Kentwood, Louisiana called Serenity. It was worth millions of dollars, and Lynn had it for free.
It hitteth the faneth with Lynn Spears and her daughter, Britney Spears. Britney Spears bought Lynn a home in 2008. It is a mansion in Kentwood, Louisiana called Serenity. Now, the rest of what I'm going to say is purely just my inner thoughts, and it's just an opinion and kind of like a psychic kind of feeling that I'm getting. I think that shit is going to get so bad money-wise for the Spears family, not Britney. I think that within the next 5 years, Lynn Spears is going to be completely desperate and start renting out this house or renting out Britney's room for a hefty price. And we know that people are going to pay for this. There'll probably be things set up with Britney Spears memorabilia, clothing from Britney Spears that she wore over the years, and people are gonna ooh, ah, and selfie it, and she's gonna rake in that cash. I'm pretty sure she's thought about it, but doesn't want to like ruin her, what's that word I'm looking for, character. But we all know the real Lynn Spears, and we all know, well, I know that Britney Spears can't stand her effing mother. She may love her mother, but she can't stand her mother, and she doesn't like her mother. Her mother is just as evil as her dad. Anywho, that's what I see in the near future, is Airbnb.
So what has she been doing for the past 2 decades to wind up utterly without any money in her bank account at this point in time? But it's also important because we're going to look at how Lynn has been grifting her ass off, you guys, and using Britney's name, Britney's fame, and Britney's fans for gifts, cash prizes, birthday parties, Botox, you name it. Okay, so first off, we all know that Lynn has sued trying to get money from Britney, having Britney pay Lynn's lawyer fees for trying to help Britney in court. Oh, I have so much to say about that because going down the rabbit hole, I found out that there are so many people who are friends with Lynn, friends with Britney, who knew that Lynn was told for years and years during the conservatorship that there were things she could do to help Britney. People were coming to her and being like, something is wrong with this conservatorship. Here's some stuff you could do to help her. And Lynn was like, sure, yeah, I'm gonna do it, definitely. And then never did. For years. Then all of a sudden, when everybody else in the world jumped on the bandwagon and Britney got her own specialized lawyer who came in to try to help her, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Lynn comes up and says, I'm going to get a lawyer too, and I'm going to try to help Britney, and I'm going to spend $6 million doing it, and I'm going to need Britney to pay my fees. Insanity. Right? Well, we all know about that, but something a lot of people don't know about is that when Jamie Spears was taken off of the conservatorship, he made it very clear that a lot of the money he spent out of Britney's finances was specifically for Lynn. No wonder Lynn didn't want the conservatorship to end. The court documents showed that Jamie Spears had authorized over $2 million paid out to Lynn over the time that he was in charge of Britney's finances.
So, Jamie Spears, in his first response to the petition to remove him, attempts to, one, rewrite history and say that he's been an amazing conservator. I don't necessarily agree. Two, discredit Lynn Spears, who filed a declaration, i.e. evidence, on behalf of Britney and her petition to remove her father. But in his response, Jamie Spears admits that he has authorized over $2 million in expenses paid out of Britney Spears' estate while he was conservator to the benefit of Lynn Spears living in a Louisiana residence. Here is Jamie Spears' petition.
Now, Jamie Spears is a jerk, but I actually believe this shit because wait until you hear what else Lynn Spears was up to. But first, let's read what Jamie entered into the court about Lynn's spending habits when it comes to Britney's money. In stark contrast, it appears that Lynn is the one who is incapable of putting her daughter's interests ahead of her own. Lynn has not been involved in her daughter's life for most of the past 12 years. Despite their estranged relationship, the conservatorship estate, during the entire duration of the conservatorship, has paid and continues to pay for the mansion in Louisiana where Lynn lives, including all of her utility bills, weekly maid service, and all maintenance, totaling upward of $350,000 per year, and to date, nearly $2 million in total. So you guys, for 12 years, more than 12 years, Lynn Spears was getting a base salary from Britney Spears. While she was estranged from her, having nothing to do with her, she was getting a base salary of $350,000 per year, which paid for like maid services, utilities, and she's broke now? What the F? Lynn, you couldn't have, you didn't sell enough in Rodin and Fields over the 12-year period of time to take care of yourself? What the hell is going on? Okay, so this is just the start of what's happening with Lynn, because on top of getting that $350,000 a year, when the conservatorship was over and Britney had some time to kind of stretch her wings and start feeling herself again, she allegedly went to go visit her mom in Kentwood, Louisiana for a short period of time. And during that time, Britney noticed that all of her stuff was missing from the Kentwood, Louisiana mansion. All of her childhood stuff, her journals, her dolls, her outfits, it was missing. And Britney started asking around, and she found out that her mom was selling things at a local consignment store as these are Britney's old things, buy them. And she was giving them away to people and selling them, right, for cash. So Britney put this in her book, as well as talking about it a little bit on social media, saying that this really hurt her. She didn't like it. Apparently, she didn't really approach her mom about it, didn't say anything. She just put it in her book. What the hell are you doing? This is hurtful. Why would you do this? Lynn immediately ran to social media and told everyone, it's not true. I never did that. But there are receipts, my friends. There are pictures of Britney Spears items for sale at the consignment shop, as well as tons of pictures and videos of Lynn Spears' friends and Jamie Lynn Spears' friends wearing and interacting with Britney's old stage costumes, being gifted them by Lynn. So put that bullshit on the back burner, Lynn. We know you're not telling the truth.
Lynn Spears is calling out DailyMail now. I would never sell my daughter's things. Get your facts straight at DailyMail. DailyMail put out an exclusive today saying that Britney Spears' mom has been selling her daughter's belongings for profit for years. There are images that show her outfits are being sold online and at a local Louisiana consignment store. One of them in question is this jacket thing that Britney wore on the Femme Fatale tour, and one of Jamie Lynn's friends supposedly wearing this. I don't fucking know anymore, guys. And then this hat that Britney wore. It says that this hat sits on a shelf for sale at Connie's Jewelry and Gifts in Kentwood, Louisiana, which is owned by Britney's friend Courtney Brabham's family. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. It's got it signed here, Femme Fatale 2011, Love Ya Mama, Britney Spears. Well, even if Lynn didn't sell the jacket, she sure as fuck let her friend wear it. I don't know what kind of game is being played here, because if that hat was for sale at that shop, what's to say that Lynn didn't call her up and ask her to, can I go get it back real quick for a photo op? I don't know what's going on. In my opinion, I do think that Lynn Spears has probably sold a bunch of shit. Hell, she was on camera giving Britney Spears' clothes away. They were all sniffing it like they're fucking weirdos. Look at this.
Okay, that's the rehearsal shirt.
Okay,
from New York.
and she only one side.
I
This
love
side, no, I know, right?
Today's when
Look, you will see her all over New York. And
I cannot believe that you're giving
she
me that.
got this. I almost didn't give you this. That's one thing. Wait, that she was like, oh, I love the star. And I'm like, I didn't smell it.
I know, I didn't either.
Sniff.
Smell it, James.
It smells like Sniff. Like it's just been in the closet.
Some sweetness still in it. You know, like with perfume, you know how it is.
This is complete madness to me.
Okay, so grooming her very young daughter to become a mega superstar, leaving her in the hands of people like Dan Schneider and others that were working around Britney, taking money from Britney, writing books about her, selling those books for large chunks of change, and then turning around and using Britney's conservatorship to take home $350,000 a year for 12 years. 2, even going as far as selling Britney's childhood memories to make a buck. Where is all the money going? Like, what is Lynn spending this money on? There can't be that much Botox in Kentwood, Louisiana for her to have used it all on her face. Okay, so I have no idea where all the money is going. We're talking about massive amounts of income missing at this point in time. But section 2 of why Lynn Spears is a total monster is about the idea that many people, many fans of Britney, believe that Lynn Spears is essentially a narcissistic mother. I talked about this on my live recently, but I watched a TikTok in which a coach, she's not a therapist, but she does coaching of women who have narcissistic moms. She has come to very much believe that Lynn is a narcissist, and the way that she raised Britney was to give to Lynn. And this is a big part of the reason why Britney has gone no contact with her mom, and her mom refuses to abide by those boundaries. Let's take a look at what this TikTok creator has to say.
Britney Spears and her mother are back in the news again, and I just can't help but think about the huge red flags that Lynn Spears put up for me as a survivor of a narcissistic mother and someone who coaches them. What am I talking about? Usually when we talk about Lynn Spears being a really toxic part of Britney's life, we're usually talking about the conservatorship or her trying to force Britney into treatment. But for me, there's actually one huge glaring red flag that's even bigger than that. And it is this: the social media posts that Lynn Spears makes every time there's drama between her and Britney. Let me explain what I mean. Literally every time there is some big breakdown or conflict in this family between Britney and the people who kept her locked up in a conservatorship, Lynn likes to go to social media and make posts, usually directly to Britney. And these posts always say things like, "Oh, woe is me. I have always done my best by you, Britney. I have always done what I can. I just don't understand why you won't let us be a family." And here's why that's a huge red flag to me as someone who had a narcissistic mother and someone who coaches people with narcissistic mother. These posts serve a purpose, and they aren't great ones. Number one, they are clearly meant to get beyond boundaries that Britney has obviously set. Maybe she's blocked phone numbers, maybe she's blocked mutual friends and family members that have come to her on behalf of her mother. And so her mother, going to a huge worldwide public audience, knows that she will get beyond those boundaries, right? Because Britney's going to be asked by reporters. She's going to get hounded on social media. She's going to get tagged in a billion articles, and her PR people are going to have to reply, right? So by her mother making these appeals, she essentially sends an army of flying monkeys after Britney, which violates her boundaries. But these posts also help set a narrative, right? Because we've had Britney herself tell us that her mother was involved in the conservatorship, that her mother has been involved in so much of this misery that's gone on in her life. We've seen her mother try to get her thrown in treatment against her will, yada, yada, yada. We have all these horror stories out there. But by showing herself holding on to her dear child's artifacts on a huge public stage in front of people, she gets to kind of counter that narrative, doesn't she? And it's always performative. It's always with the most romanticized images, with her painted as this like loving woman. She's often shot from like angles that make her look smaller, more demure. And it's a way to kind of emotionally tug at Britney's heartstrings. It's a roundabout way to gaslight her and these boundaries, this no contact that she set up with her family. which we know is something that Lynn Spears enjoys doing, right? Like this time she just showed up on Britney's doorstep, even though she shouldn't have known where Britney lived. She should have known that they were no contact. She should have respected the boundaries, and anyone with a narcissistic mother will know this story well.
I've seen this bullshit from someone in my life recently. Thank God it's not my mother, okay? But definitely trying to use social media to recreate a narrative and even using restraining orders to silence anyone that wants to speak out, saying something different about that narrative, right? And it's really interesting because guess what? In the next video, we're going to be going into the court and taking a look at all of the, I don't even know how many, tons of restraining orders Lynn Spears has taken out to try to silence people from speaking out about what she's been doing behind the scenes, not just to Britney, but to them. She silenced them using restraining orders. Meanwhile, she was doing all kinds of crazy shit, and we're about to expose all of it in section 3 and 4 of why Lynn Spears is a friggin' monster. Please join me next time, because there is so much secretive shit you need to know about that's been silenced in the mainstream media by Lynn taking everyone to court. Join me next time from Rabbit's Closet.